Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. I am your Ice Dragon, rayronvr. Hopefully everyone had a good week. This week felt like a month. Starting out with losing losing an hour of from daylight savings. The work week was definitely a tough one this week, and just so much going on. My goodness, it has been a week. All right, let's see what we got here. We got Real Fan K, hour and a half. And yes, you were correct. It's episode 53, so I updated that, so thank you so much. Rando, how are you? Good, sir. You're headed to Memphis, so you can't stay, so have a great night. Yep, you too. Drive safe, and feel free to watch us on the replay. We got BCF Parts. How are you? You're watching a movie with your sister-in-law, so you'll be in and out for a bit. No problems. No problems whatsoever. Mr. Chuck is here. Good evening to you, good sir. We'll see how long this live stream can go for. San Antonio is getting a little bit windy, so it will not surprise me if we lose power and the stream goes down. So if the stream goes down, it's probably because we're under some bad weather. There's been some talks of potential tornado warnings in the city, and that's going to happen more later on tonight. But the winds are definitely coming in. I'm watching the radar right now, and yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens, so. We shall see. Yes, and thank you, BCF Parts. I appreciate that. Again, totally optional, but feel free to hit that thumbs up button. Greatly appreciate that. And yeah, to get the stickers. So the emotes were for those who subscribe. Whenever we do get monetization, we'll get those emotes up and going. We are 244 hours away from monetization, which is freaking incredible. So again, thank you guys so much for all the support. Again, I want you guys to enjoy model railroading. That's my first and foremost priority. So as long as you're enjoying what we're doing here on the channel, then I'm doing my job, and I appreciate all you guys' wonderful support. So yeah, we've got a few things to talk about. A little bit lighter on the news side. I kind of kicked out some videos this week on all the late-breaking news that happened from all of our wonderful manufacturers. And so before we get into that, though, let's go ahead and showcase our train of the evening. And that is this Bowser MOPAC RS3 Alco. A lot of talks on this Bowser Alco that came out just recently. And it seems to be unanimous. A lot of people love the detail on it. Some people got them in DCC ready. I got mine ready to go with Lokesound. Again, not my preferred choice, but I prefer having a DCC equipped locomotive that's good straight out of the box over, dealing with the decoder install. Most of my Bonamis that I'm going to be ordering are going to go towards other more sentimental projects. I've got some DC engines I do want to switch over, and so those ones have priority. So I rather have, the engines that have DCC ready and just good to go. So we're going to be running this guy around the track because, again, this was popular. It was a big hit last stream, and we've just been talking about it all this week. So I was like, you know what? Let's have a dedicated stream to this diesel. So we're going to run it long hood forward, and we've got some Missouri Pacific Eagle box cars, and then along with it, come on, go this way. Along with it, we've got some MKD. Okay, now momentum is really starting to mess with me. Since it's running long hood forward, I gotta remember that it's in the opposite direction. So we'll get it over here. But yeah, we're gonna run it long hood forward, and you'll see what we got here. I gotta change my preferences real quick because this is. Let me change this. Let me change this. There we go. Now I can see which way I'm going. All right, here we go. All right, so there is our RS3 with the MP Eagle boxcar, along with some MKT tanker cars. BNSF Engineer kindly gifted us another one here on the channel, so now we have 5 of those. So now we have what I would call a complete set, in my opinion. I don't know if I want to go any bigger than these 5 cars, so pretty awesome. Now we're starting to have a collection of those. and we'll have that run around for a little bit. So that's our train of the evening. And I just realized that my NYC is blocking one of my cameras. There we go. Well, not NYC. It's oh yeah, it's my NYC. Did they release a BC Rail version of the RS3? I can't remember. You have to go to Bowser, because Bowser just came out with their recent selection of RS3s. So I'm not sure. Not sure. All right. So with that, let's go ahead and talk some news. Some things did come out this week. So let's take some field trips. All right. So this is the weather that I'm working on. But, okay. So let's talk about the big one. Model Train Stuff has resurrected from the dead. Played the reverse card on us. And we found out that Factory Direct Hobbies has acquired Model Train Stuff. This is interesting. Didn't expect this, considering that it's going to be two. It's interesting because it's two businesses doing the exact same thing. So it's more of a brand loyalty type of move, which I don't know. It's kind of rare, but I also understand too that we have parent companies, and then they own like the fast food chains, the hotel chains, and so forth. So we're kind of starting to see that in the model railroading world, where like a company owns two different entities. I didn't see it coming, so I don't know about this. I really don't have an opinion on it. It's just interesting. Again, I typically go the train world, so this doesn't affect me too much, but I know there are plenty of people out there excited because they love model train stuff. They had some pre-orders, they had memberships and so forth, so I know a lot of people are excited about this. And it's a good thing still for the hobby that we have just another alternate way of purchasing our items when it comes to the hobby. So it's still kind of a win. I'm just interesting to see how this develops in the future, if they're going to maintain the brand or they're going to actually just inquire into Factory Direct Hobbies in the future. They said they're going to keep it independent, and that was one of the main focuses. I'm just kind of curious if that's going to be sustainable long term. From a business standpoint, I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. So they say here, independent identity, model train stuff will keep its distinct spirit, brand, and website, providing a specialized experience you've come to appreciate. So I don't know. We'll see how that kind of develops in the future. So definitely we'll keep an eye on it. But it's still kind of a win for the customer, and that's what I'm excited for. It's a win for the customer. It's a win for the hobby. So we'll see what happens. We shall see what happens. So as we talked about on Tuesday of last week, we were speculating the 060s potentially being the next big release from BLI for Steam. And sure enough, we got that announcement here recently. So this is the PRR B6SB060 switchers. And here's the selection they have right here. I think, as I stated in my video, I think it's kind of a missed opportunity. It's surprising that they're going strictly BRR, considering that 060s is a well-known steam engine for a wide variety of railroads. Union Pacific had some. We had Santa Fe and ATSF, and within the black color scheme. So I kind of heavily criticized this because I wish the green unlettered was actually black unlettered, because then other railroads could actually take advantage of this. And another thing that we were kind of talking about is the price. And so went over to Train World to see how much they were, because again, we get an idea of the kind of the dealership price versus MSRP. And I am going to concede, I think this is a little expensive for an 060 being at $399. Now keep in mind, this is fully diecast. Barry Limited announced on their Facebook page that this is going to be a diecast steamer. It's got Paragon 4, which means it's going to have a Keep Alive system in it. But even then, at $399, I think it's still steep. I would even say that it's probably $50 too expensive, maybe 100. But I think if it was down to 50, I'll probably grab the unlettered. But I'm definitely gonna pass on these. They're a little too expensive, and the fact that it's very limited in selection, the fact that they kept it just exclusively to Pennsylvania Railroad, I don't necessarily like the decision. But again, if you're a PRR fan, then you're probably celebrating. But the fact that it's limited to just a PRR and then unlettered with the green scheme, it's interesting. It's very limiting, and I'm just curious if they're testing the waters. But why test the waters with PRR? It must have been highly requested. Was the only thing I could think of. But again, I really, really wish they came out with just a simple black unlettered. I think they probably would have sold more so those people can actually put decals on. Especially with me, I'm getting into customizing my own steam engines for MOPAC. So that would have been kind of cool to actually have a black with the MOPAC lettering on it. But, we can only wish. We can only wish. So that's the news there from BLI. Scale trains, they've only... okay, come on, get rid of you. Yeah. Thank you, Facebook. The only thing from Scale Trains this week, they've released these museum quality limited edition run of these particular diesels. I never knew a museum of this existed, or the FEPASA. Never heard of them before. So, and there's the color schemes. I have no attachment. Really don't care for the color schemes. Just don't care for it at all. So, yeah, they released those diesels. Nothing too crazy. Rapido, I think, was definitely the big winner this week. They announced their 20th anniversary kind of catalog of what's coming up. And they dropped a huge bombshell for me in particular, and that is these coaches. We'll get to those in a second. But they're basically re-releasing their lightweight coaches through here. It's the same engine that they brag too much about. Fair enough, Real Franke. Fair enough. So they came out with these lightweight coaches, and I saw the initial run of some of these, and they were gorgeous. Like, they were BLI quality type of coaches. And I missed their first run, and it really disappointed me because I really wanted to grab these guys right here. This is the MOPAC dark blue paint scheme. And the ones that I was able to find, like on Facebook Marketplace, on the secondhand marketplace, they were going for like $150 to $200 a pop. And the fact that they're re-releasing these and roughly going to be about $100 per coach is amazing. So they're coming out with the lightweight coaches, and they're coming out with the sleeper coaches, and they're doing. I appreciate Rapido a whole bunch because they're not doing the whole two coaches that Atherin's been doing. They're coming out with 3 road numbers for this particular coach and 3 for the sleeper. So that's a total of 6 cars that we can grab. And yes, I've already pre-ordered mine because I definitely want this as my executive train for the MOPAC Railway. So that's kind of my goal. And then I've also pre-ordered 3 of the Atherin coaches. So that'll be the premier executive train for my greater Missouri Pacific Railway, which I'll talk about here in a second as well. And then they got these duplex sleepers, which, again, it didn't come out with anything in MOPAC. It's all these other ones like VIA, Canadian National, Amtrak, Great Northern, Milwaukee Road, and also in the yellow scheme. And so, yeah, that was the big announcement for me this week, and I was super, super happy for. They talk about the bus tour a little bit more. More about their PAs. And then we got some coal hoppers. And then they're coming out with their RDC in N-scale. I wish they would do this in HO. Can't remember if they did in HO or not. They're coming out with some more cabooses from Canadian National, and I think they got an unmarked one. So those are pretty neat. With light interior, looks like, lighted exterior lights. That's a lot of detail. A lot of cool detail on that. And then another one that I'm gonna probably look into in the future is the Pacific Fruit Express. They got these reefer cars that are coming out. How many cars are they coming out with? Let's see. Let me see if I can find the numbers here. So we've got one number, two numbers, 4028, 4027. Looks like two different road numbers. But the Pacific Fruit Express is probably something that I'm going to look into because it's probably going to fit into my greater, or the grand project type of lore. So I'm thinking about potentially in the future grabbing these, but not right now. It's not my priority. But they are pretty cool that they're coming out with those. And I do have a good amount of PFEs already. I gotta see how many I have. Just from like old school blue boxes. Let's see. Below the scenes going to offer. Note they show both sides of the cars for different variations. Okay. So we got some patch overs. We got the Union Pacific seal there. That's pretty cool. And then we got our the buses that they announced, I think about a month ago. Let's see, F9s, more cabooses. Oh, these the oh yeah, so there's the Alco FAs that are in production. Very nice. I don't think we're gonna see those to the end of the year. Double stacks. Yeah, so Rapido had a lot to announce because it's their 20th anniversary. So yeah, pretty darn cool. Pretty darn cool. Okay, and then yeah, so that's pretty much all the news there. I probably want to go back to Rapido real quick. We'll go take a look at those cars one more time because I think they have like a catalog for it. Let's head back. Click on this guy. Yeah, so interior looks pretty darn good. And there's all the coaches down here. So some coaches are going to be, especially when it comes to the Via and the Rapido here, they've got a special sale of $50 a coach, which is pretty cool. But all the others are $120. I think mine that I pre-ordered were around $90. Yeah, definitely not the cheapest train in the world, but the Missouri Pacific cars are hard to find, which is why I wanted to grab those. They got a particular name, and I just can't remember. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see. Yeah, so it's called the Jinx Blue Scheme for Missouri Pacific. Yeah, so the Jinx Blue. Or the Jinx. So, pretty neat. Pretty neat. Okay, and then the last thing is, again, a thank you to you guys. We have officially hit the next milestone on our journey here. We have officially crossed over 5,000 subscribers. So, absolutely crazy. Again, I appreciate each and every one of you guys' support. Again, we're like 245 hours away from monetization, getting you guys those emotes. And, yeah, definitely appreciate all you guys' help and support. So, we are definitely rolling along. Definitely rolling along. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Pretty much a light month, or a light week, I should say, for news. I appreciate that, Chuck. Yep. Yeah, Root. Again, this is your guys' achievement. You guys made this all happen. And again, my motto is once you hit that subscribe button, I want to make sure I've earned it, which is why, we put as many videos as we can on this channel. I try to get the news out of, announcements and so forth as fast as I can. Sometimes news comes out that it's usually when I'm working, so it's like I got to get home, try to get the news out. So typically the news happens in the evening when I get those videos out. But yes, greatly appreciate it. Thank you, Wolfgang K. I appreciate it. Again, it's your guys' achievement, so thank you. But yeah, next goal is 5,500, and we'll be on our way. All right, we'll do some real fanning shots here. I'm not sure how long I'm gonna go for this stream. Again, like I said, we got the weather coming in. I had a really long week, and I'm just sore and tired, and mentally and physically kind of drained. So I think we're just gonna go for an hour, but we'll see. Let's go ahead and continue to showcase our engine of the stream, which is the Bowser Alco RS3 Loc Sound 5 with sound. And along with our MKD. So let's talk about some lore. So I kind of talked about it in the first video of the Grand Project. And it was like, this Grand Project, I've been thinking about it for a while now. And I kind of have an idea of what I want to do. It's basically the end state. Where do I see, a layout of the future when I'm able to, probably in the retirement years, but what do I feel like a permanent layout would look like? And what is the lore and story behind that? What railway will I stick with? Well, I mean, it's pretty obvious. As I continue to collect, diesels under the UP family tree, and just steamers as well. Missouri Pacific is just the paint scheme. I love the paint scheme. I love the coaches. I just loved everything that that MOPAC is. And it just kind of stuck with me to the point that, yeah, I think this is going to be the railroad that I'm going to not necessarily like prototypically model, but it'll be a good chunk of the power and lore and story behind everything that I do. So I kind of announced it in the video of episode 1 that my final railway that I'm working on is the Greater MOPAC Railway. It's a what-if type of lore with the layout kind of mimicking that a bit. Now, the full lore I'm still kind of working on, and that's going to be episode 2. But I guess we'll do a miniature lore dump today, and you guys are kind of seeing it in plain sight. So, the Greater MOPAC Railway in 1988 did acquire MKD. Now, for the sake of cost, for the sake of just branding and so forth, they're going to keep all the MKD products and keep the color scheme and everything. But you'll see them intermixed with MOPAC. So that's a miniature lore dump for the railway. So that's why I kind of have it mixed. And again, this is a what if. I know prototypically UP bought MKD, but in this world that we're building, the MOPAC acquired MKD. All right. Let's get you guys over here. Let's see. Let's get this shot here. And the diesel sounds pretty good. I gotta give Loc Sound credit. The sound files are really good. Let's see here. And there's the SD40-2 there. Got a BL2 kind of hidden in the background. see here. Let's take you to this one. Alright, put a little bit of music in the background here. Okay. Let's get you guys over to Phoenix Point. So I've been running this engine for about 2 hours before the stream, and no real issues. Goes over the turnout's just fine. Really smooth. Let's get you guys over here. So there's a little bit more of some MOPAC diesels there. We've got a Switcher 1200. And then you can kind of see the rear end of the BL2 there. Alright, let's get you to the 180. So most of those MKDs I think are blue boxes. The Eagles I think are Atherin, and the Caboose is the brand new Bachmann that came out. Let's see. Let's take yeah, I haven't done this shot yet. So a few projects coming up on the horizon. I've got a spare Atherin Genesis tender, steam tender with a coal tender. I opened that up just recently and discovered that I thought I didn't have a decoder in it, because I ended up getting the person I bought my Challenger from gave me the tender as well. And we originally thought it was a defect, so I wasn't expecting to have a decoder in it or anything, but come to find out I had a Tsunami 1 decoder in it. So that led me to the idea, it's undecorated, which is awesome, because what that's going to allow me to do, I was able to find instructions on how to convert a Tsunami 1 tender to a Bunami. So we're going to take that coal tender, put a Bunami in it. I'm going to slap some Missouri Pacific decals onto the tender. And then I'm going to put it either... what's great about it is that I can change locomotive. So I've got a Challenger that I can attach that tender to, or I can attach a big boy to it. So I've got an Atherin big boy. And we can see if we can run those steam engines on Bunami. And technically, in hindsight, I realized I could do it already, because I got the 844 tender already converted over to a Bunami. So I can really just take that tender, put it on a big boy, put it on a Challenger, and see if that works. So I'm probably going to end up trying that after the stream and see if it actually works. Or I may do it during the stream. I don't know. I still haven't decided yet. Can't remember if my big boy 4019 will make this turn. Yeah, I can't quite remember. I may just put it on the Challenger. Yeah, I may do that probably a little bit later. We'll see. There's a big thing I want to test is, does the keep alive keep the Challenger going, keep the big boy going? So my big boy, my Atherin big boy 4019, it's got a wire connector that's broken off, and I think it was one of the pickup points from the boiler. And so if it goes over a dirt spot or if it goes over an isolated switch, it does stall. But I'm thinking with the keep alive that I put in the 844 force tender, it should allow it to run smoothly. So that's probably going to be a test that I do coming up, because I've got an urge to run one of my big boys. Let me double check on the weather here. But hopefully everyone had a good week. Hopefully you got some good plans for the weekend. I think I'm probably going to go see Dune 2 tomorrow. At least that's the plan. Assuming the weather holds up, we'll see. And then I'll do my Samurai, go out to Samurai on Sunday, go to TTM on Sunday. Got a lot of videos on the docket. Just been busy with this week. Trackside Mike, how are you, good sir? Hopefully you are doing well. Our friendly neighbor to the north. If you want to see a lot of Canadian railway HO scale, check out Trackside Mike. So right now we're just chilling. Got through all the news. Wasn't too much this week. Besides Rapido. Rapido announced a lot of great passenger cars. And I'm happy they're re-releasing the Missouri Pacific. The Jenks coaches. Yep, that's the plan. So running some today, take a break tomorrow, and then run some more trains on Sunday. And then start the whole work week over again. That's the plan. Get you guys this view. Yeah, a lot of it's coming out next year. You know, I originally thought this year was going to be the year for Rapido, but BLI has been coming out a lot of good stuff too. And a lot of stuff that Rapido was supposed to come out with this year is getting pushed to next year. But not necessarily a bad thing. Not necessarily a bad thing. But I already got my pre-orders in for the Missouri Pacific coaches they just announced. Put my order in for the Atherin coaches. And then that's going to be like my executive train. I thought that got pushed. Oh, maybe not. No, I think I'm recalling a different engine. Oh, that'll be good then. I'm still waiting for BLI and the freaking shark noses, because the shark noses are supposed to come at the end of this month. So I'm holding them to it because I would like to get those shark noses. We've got the Missouri Pacific shark noses coming in. We got the Southern Pacific shark noses with the blood nose. And then I ordered the two Fantasy Scheme shark noses for the Air Force. The Royal Air Force and U.S. Air Force. Cabooses next year. Yep, I saw that in there 20th anniversary catalog. Let me take a look at Train World. Let me see what the updates are in some of these. Oh crap, I don't know. Is this gonna allow me to sign in? Good. My account. Let's go to pre-orders. Okay, so we've got the Rapido lightweights. They're all coming out next year of March 2025. The Athearn Pullman cars are coming out July 2025, so again next year. Athearn GP 18 locomotives for the Chicago Northwestern, May of next year. So the Rapido SD7 is October 2024. EMD SD7. See, I got the Bumblebee, Black Widow. EMD S9, October. So according to, oh, that's, you said the GP9 in the slug. So the G40 MKD with the slug that I got on pre-order, that's not estimated now to December of 2024. That's probably the one I'm thinking about. The 4-truck Shay from BLI said it was supposed to come out April of 2024. I thought that got pushed back to December. Yeah, matter of fact, that is getting pushed back because the tooling hasn't even started yet. The tooling hasn't even started yet. They said in their latest BLI flyer that the 4-truck Shay's tooling is just getting started in December, which means it's not coming out till next year. So, and then the next thing on the docket is March 24 is the Shark Noses. So there's all the Shark Noses there coming out in this month apparently. We'll see. I haven't seen anything from BLI on that. So, Chuck said Mike saying hello to all of the lurkers. And again, welcome everyone. Those who are watching, those who are lurking, those who will watch on the replay. The news was definitely lighter this week. So we're just kind of running a train in circles. We've got our newly released Bowser Alco RS3. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous switch locomotive. Even mainline too. I would consider it mainline if you have a second one. Oh, you got one of your first pre-orders in today, says Will Fan K. Awesome. Legit. It's just Christmas all over again, you know? So, the HOPAs from Rapido, they say March 2024, but I remember seeing on Rapido's newsletter that's been pushed to like December now. And then we got the F3s from Broadway Limited. Again, that's supposed to be at the end of this month, which I'm not going from there. So, who made them? I don't know who makes that? 6070. I'm definitely drawing a blank. And I got some Walther-8 Amtrak locomotives. I may end up canceling that one. I'm not sure if I'm going to go after those. Ammo Point, welcome. Rapido has a GP40-2s in June. Okay, let me take a look. And you said Athearn. Okay. Let me take a look. Let's see. So I do have the U.S. Army GP40s. I'll have to do some more digging on it. As far as the military stuff, so I only have the paint schemes from the Shark Nose coming out in BLI. I need to pre-order the BLI Thunderbird. Matter of fact, I should probably just grab that now before I forget. Let me make sure I'm tracking that on my pre-order sheet before I forget, because that is definitely one I want to grab, because I've never seen a Thunderbird paint scheme like that before. GP30. BLI Broadway. When was that coming out? I think that's coming out next year. It's the Broadway Limited Air Force Fantasy Paint Scheme. And that one's coming out in October of this year. Okay, so I do have that planned. Everyone's saying hello. Oh, I appreciate Trackside Mike. Thank you. Again. Nah, man, Toy Boy does help things out. It helps, get more of the hobby out there. I appreciate it. As long as you guys are having fun, relaxing, chilling, talking about the world's greatest sandbox hobby, that's what I enjoy about it. So yeah, quick field trip here. So this game is just amazing. So I definitely want to grab one of these, put it with my Freedom Train. I think that'll be just awesome. I appreciate that, Ammo Point. Yep, it does. It does, that's for sure. And again, guys, thank you so much for those of you who hit the subscribe button. Getting over 5,000 subscribers, absolutely crazy. Just absolutely crazy. So I'm humbled, I appreciate it. And again, I want to make sure that when you hit that sub button that it's worth it for you guys. So again, I try to do daily content. When news breaks of something awesome coming out in the hobby, pre-orders, news like what happened with model train stuff being acquired by Factory Direct Hobbies, I try to release that as soon as I can. Because my other kind of goal is just to be informative about what's going on in the hobby. So I do my best to do that as well. But my channel is mostly focused on the rail fanning aspect of the hobby. There's other great podcasts out there that, they talk about how to build a layout. We got Trackside Mike over here that does 2 podcasts typically. One weekly and one every third Wednesday of the month, or every so often Wednesday. Yep. Go give Trackside Mike a follow as well. There's a lot of people in the community that's so close to milestones. We got, I think Sidetrack Sunday is close to 3,000 subscribers. We got our good friend Heath is close to 3,000. So please go check out all those other awesome content creators. They're very close to their next big milestone. I try my best to share the love. I try my best. Yep, one Wednesday of the month for Cab Crew. Yep, there you go. There's so much good stuff out there. Okay. Let me check on something real quick here. We have to. We have to. Aren't you? You're more than that, real fan, aren't you? I'm pretty sure that's a typo. Aren't you close to 8,000? Hang on. Yeah, there you go. I was gonna say you should be getting close to 8,000. Yep. So yeah, Real Fan K does a lot of samurai stuff as well, and it's got some neat little history things as well on the channel. So go check him out as well. Mostly everyone here does a lot of content, so if you just research the names, you'll be good to go. And again, I'm very old school when it comes to. I'll try to best to promote you guys. So I know some other channels give up moderation so that way you can share links and so forth. I'm very old school when it comes to moderation. Just because, you know, YouTube is an interesting place. And I've been doing content creation off and on, not necessarily Model Railroad related, but in the good old days of Justin.tv when it became Twitch.tv. So very old school. And then I moved over to YouTube, but you know, and unfortunately, sometimes there's bad actors, and that's why I'm very conservative on the moderator wrench stuff, because you just never know. You just never know. So. Yep. But I do the best I can. Do the best I can. Let's see here. Let me take a look at one of my cameras. Oh, let's move that there. And I just find it. I want to promote you guys as well, so that's why I prefer to do it. And eventually, you know, once we get a little bit bigger, my moderators will also help out, share the links as well. But I just find it, funner if I'm presenting the shoutouts. I guess is the best way to describe it. I enjoy doing it. Cause I just love this hobby so freaking much. Yeah, and that's the big thing. Everyone's unique. Everyone's unique. And that's the great thing about the hobby. But like I said earlier, in another previous video, you know, I want to make sure that I protect this family, this Icey family. And so, moderators won't typically ban people. I will make sure that I will outright ban people if I need to. And the basic line expectation is just a freaking golden rule. You know, treat others the way you want to be treated. And the minute I see toxicity, I don't tolerate it. I just don't. I want to make sure everyone has fun, enjoys what I'm doing. And that's just, you know, the way we do it. It is the best hobby in the world, yep. And I always call it the world's greatest sandbox hobby because this is a sandbox. We can craft it, we can mold it however we want to. We can, you know, I'm in the process of creating lore for this channel and the railway that I want to build, which is the Greater MOPAC Railway is what I'm calling it. A whole what if. And you know what? I gave you guys one lore hint today, which is in 1988, the Greater MOPAC Railway bought out M. Katie. I think I'll give you one more lore piece to this. And that is, what if the MOPAC railway survived in present day? And how would that look like going into the future? So, a little bit of hints going into the next video of the Grand Project. What if the Missouri Pacific survived today? And of course, it's not new. You know, other people have kind of done it before. And I do have a paint scheme in mind, but I may not do it. I may just keep this blue. Because I love it. I love that eagle. I love the blue. I love the white. I don't think I want to change that. Yeah. And so, yeah, I was thinking about, like, what would be my final layout? What would the final layout look like? At least in concept and in functionality. And so I think I talked about this in my first video of the Grand Project. I'm thinking about a 3-tier layout. The bottom layer will be 100% storage because I always need storage space, and I love displaying trains on a yard. I mean, that's kind of the inspiration of my shelf. On all my shelves, I would love to see this in a massive yard on one level. And then whenever I want to pick a train to go run for a stream, it comes out of the yard. Like I showcase it coming out of the yard. And then going into the first level or second level being the fun run level. The fun run level will be, you know, basically train running around in circles with some minor operations. I want to shut off the alco for a minute because I'm kind of talking over it. Ammo point stated, if the MP has survived today, it would have been bought out by a resurgence in the Santa Fe. I take it you're a Santa Fe fan. Just taking a guess. There's nothing wrong with that. I love Santa Fe. I mean, I don't model it, but I love the look of the war bonnet paint scheme. It was probably my second train set I ever got, because my first one was the Bachmann Spectrum Amtrak coaches, and then I got my Daylight GS4, and then I think I got another Bachmann that had the Santa Fe warp on it. It was so nice. Santa Fe all the way, nothing wrong with that. A couple of my shorts does have some Santa Fe locomotives. One of my friends at Samurai runs the Blue Goose train. So I do have some content on Santa Fe. That's awesome. And if I remember correctly, are you HO or N scale? Ammo point. Because if you're an N scale, I think John Tedesco. No, not John Tedesco. Hang on. I'm getting all my people mixed up. Hang on. Let me cite this correctly here. John Tanzillo does Santa Fe. He does N-scale Santa Fe. So there's that link, and then I should be doing this too. UHO. Okay. You just bought the El Capitan? Wow, nice. There's Real Friend K, and then let me also get our good friend. I should be linking you guys' links in here. There we go, and Tracks Like Mike. So again, this hobby is just too big for one person. I can't cover it, So I try my best. If you're interested in a particular railway, I watch a crap ton of YouTubers. Like, YouTube is my cable, and model rating is basically my content that I consume. I try my best to be everywhere and support everyone as best as I can. And I need to, because I need to see who's doing which railway, so that way I can point you in the right direction if you love something. I've actually met John. He's part of my he's in my NMRA group for Lone Star Division 6. Really awesome dude. So Yeah, definitely. If you're Santa Fe, his layout is really nice. No problem, Trackside Mike. All right. Again, I also appreciate you being here. I know you as a content creator are very busy with your layout and the fact that you're taking a little bit of time to come out here on a Friday evening, no less. I appreciate that. And it's almost late for you over there. I think it's like you're an hour ahead of us. Maybe at the same time. Well, I don't know. Does Canada do daylight savings? Yeah, share all the love. There we go. Again, my main motto for this particular podcast is the gateway to model railroading. So I try to, I want to have healthy debates on topics in model railroading. I want to showcase the news to you guys. 10 o'clock? Okay, so yeah, you're 1 hour ahead of us. Because you're on the East Coast. So my big thing is just try to be informative as best I can. And I try to present my biases as well. Like, I'm biased towards soundtracks. I'm biased towards HO. I'm biased towards UP Family Tree is what I collect. And my railway lore is going to be Missouri Pacific. Yeah, it messed me up. Going to work this Monday was horrendous. It was bad. I finally got into the groove of things, but... So I'm central. I'm in Texas. San Antonio, Texas is where I'm at. Papa John, how are you, good sir? Papa John is the collector in the Icey family. So I'm solely giving titles out to members. We've got Railfan K, who's a historian. We got Papa John, who is the collector. But yeah, I always call you guys part of the Icey family. The Ice Dragon is my mascot. It's just something that I've loved for a while now. Because I'm big into the anime, manga type of stuff as well on the side. It's kind of my wind down type of hobby. So I ended up commissioning someone to make Rayron basically the Ice Dragon. To call you guys the Icey family. We got BC Parts, who is our head moderator on the channel. I'm with you, Trackside Mike. Originally, I liked the idea because I get an hour back, but getting that hour removed, especially with us getting older, it's just, I'm done with it. I can't stand it. Normally, I can handle losing an hour, but this year, for some reason, it hit me like a ton of bricks. And it took me a whole week just to adjust. So, yeah, absolutely. Oof. It was rough. You just got home from the Iron Triangle. Nice. Let's see here. See if I can... That was Train Club Night. Very nice. Let's see, audio and video are sounding. Oh, it is good. Okay. Okay, thank you. I appreciate that, BCF. Alright, let's see here. And there's Papa John. Gotta upload videos. Yep, I hear ya. Yeah, I saw you ran into Anthony Dodge at the train show. I was watching a replay of his live stream a little bit. I get jealous of watching other people's train shows because I look at what they show when they show the vendors and everything. It's like, oh man, I really wish I could have been there and bought that, but no problem. I know you're busy in real life. No worries. Let me double check on the weather here. Oh, so another thing that I got into was we got our first, or I don't want to say first, but we got our wood kit from Late Night Hobbies. I did a unboxing of that in the last mail call, and I love everything about that kit. I also ordered my Hunterline stains, and I'm excited to get those in. Because I remember when they first started that series, man, back in like 2020, 2021 during the pandemic. I was watching New Tracks Models when the Hunterline folks were showing their stains, and I was like, man, this actually could be really useful. And you know, finally, almost 4 or 5 years later, finally we're ordering some. Because at the time, I didn't realize I was going to get into wooden kits, because wooden kits just seemed a little outside my skill. And then I got that bug ever since we got the ITLA and the Mini Prince Outhouse, and I put that together, and I do have a video on that. I absolutely love putting those wood kits together. So I was like, okay, the bug is here. Let me grab my stains. Let me grab my paints. Let me grab some weathering chalk powder. So I'm all aboard. April 7th train show in Medina, Ohio. Good time for Ohio. Thank you for a meet and greet. You guys, I love it. Doing your own meet and greets. That's legit. My next train show is going to be New Braunfels. I'll be out there. Oh, so you're going to have your B-Day with the Eclipse. Very nice, Papa John. Very nice. I got to see some of the eclipse last year in San Antonio. It wasn't a full eclipse for us, but we got to still see the shadow of it. And even this year we get to see a little bit of it too. April 13th show in Lancaster, Ohio. Man, you guys are rocking it. So yeah, it'll be New Braunfels in April, end of April. And then we're going to be kind of on a hiatus for a while. We won't be able to hit the Rocky Mountain Train Show, unfortunately. We didn't realize it was the beginning of April, and that's usually the worst time for me. Like, these next 3 weeks is usually my yearly, like, inspections and all sorts of other stuff for my job. Paperwork season, tax season. Like, this time of year is my worst. So it's like my Super Bowl of just everything that I do for my day-to-day job. Another reason why I'm just super, super tired. But yeah, I think the next train show after that's been fully announced, because Temple Train Show in Texas hasn't been announced yet, I don't think. Let me see. Temple Train Show 2024. Okay, so it has been announced. September 21st and 22nd. So we go from April and then May, June, July, August, September. So we have a 5 months hiatus till the Temple Train Show. Yeah, that's going to suck. Almost all through the summer. Because I wanted to hit a train show outside of Texas this year. And this year, the wife and I, we were talking about potentially going to Timonium in October. But those plans kind of got scrapped due to other things. And I'm trying to save up my days off because Union Pacific still hasn't announced a Four Corners tour and when those dates are going to be and what the route the 4014 is going to take. Like, I'm getting concerned because we're getting close to the entrance of the summer. I mean, I know we're still in winter, but the last time they were late on announcing their tour dates, it ended up being canceled because of logistical reasons, and they just went to Omaha. So I'm concerned. Let me see. Let me see if Union Pacific has announced anything. So I'm waiting to take any days off until these tour dates get announced so we can chase the big boy. Like, I've got a lot of ideas to do it, but I need to understand the route. So let's see. Oh, yeah. So you got the September pop-up event at OVR. 18th September, when Smith Falls Rail Fanning with YouTubers. Yep. That's another event on my bucket list. I want to head up to Canada to go meet you guys. I definitely want to see that OVR shop. Just to do it once. So I've got a lot of bucket lists. I want to do the Denver train show or the Rocky Mountain train show. I want to head back to Green Lake because I've been there once before, and I want to go back so I can properly record. Because when I went there before, it was back in like 2015. July, you're in the California train show. Is that the I'm trying to think which train show that is. Is that the Pacific Coast Region NMRA train show in Silicon Valley? Is that the one I'm thinking of? June, you think in Milwaukee? Oh, is that for the Train Fest? I think that's the one that's up there. That's another one I want to try to go. I want to hit all the major ones at least one time. So I think Train Fest is in Milwaukee. We've got the St. Louis RPM I really want to do. And that one, when's the St. Louis RPM? So the one in St. Louis is July 19th to July 20th, 2024. And then Milwaukee is Train Fest, yeah. That one's going to be a little bit harder to get to, but St. Louis is not... Hang on, let me check. Oh, and another one I want to do, too, is the Oklahoma City train show. That's the other one that I'm looking into. Because that one I can probably end up meeting Steve Childers, Jason and Train Freak, maybe a few others. So St. Louis is smack dab in the summer. So maybe if the Four Corners tour doesn't happen, the St. Louis RPM may be one to go to. And who knows, maybe we get to meet the What's Neat This Week podcast guys as well. Ken Patterson, I believe. I'm terrible with names. I try to be better with names, but sometimes names escapes me. Someday. Big aspirations. When's the Oklahoma City train show? Let's see. Looks like it's in November. That's gonna be a little bit tougher. Yeah, looks like November 4th and 5th. That one's gonna be a little bit harder to get to, cause we'll be saving up for Amherst. Cause my wife really wants me to get to Amherst. We're trying for both of us to go, but realistically, just because of the cost of how much it is just to get there, I'll probably be by myself. Cause that one we gotta fly out, rent a car, get a hotel, and all that fun stuff. We'll see. Again, hopes and dreams. Hopes and dreams. Alright, let's take a look at Union Pacific. When are you... Four Corners Tour. So you'll be there in January, yep. Yep. Yeah, Camp Harrison. Yep. Ken Hutcherson. And you'll be there in January. Yeah, I really need to go. Cause like it's the one place that if you want to find something, it's gonna be there. And me in particular, I'm actually really want to see the wood kits in person. And the other portion where I want to go is just to meet all the freaking YouTubers that go there. That is the place for the meet and greet for YouTube. And I really want to meet Heath, too. So, there's so many bucket list items just in Amherst alone. So, yeah, I can't wait. It's just January. January is a tough month for me. So I'm trying to... Because normally I put... There you go. Yep. ITLA, Nick, and Rini. Yep. Renee. Yep. And we've met Bernard from Mini Prince. Awesome dude. OVR, meet you guys. And that's the other thing too, is that I want to grab some OVR rolling stock, especially those trash cans, because those blue ones that are coming out, you know, I'm debating. Oh no, because I think it's coming out next February, if I remember correctly. So I don't know. Will you think you have the new trash cars next train show, next Amherst? So I'm kind of thinking and mumbling out loud. Because that's another thing. I want to get more. There's these blue, secure, I believe it's secure, trash gondola cars that look beautiful. And again, we'll go with my theme of what I want to do for my railway. Quick field trip. Let me see if I can find this. Let's see. OVR trains. Let's see. Let's find it. And I have the gray one. But when I saw that the second run with the blue secure ones, like, oh, those look so good. Yeah, I'm excited for you guys. Like, this is good. We need as many manufacturers as we can, because there's still so many oddball entities in model railroading that the more manufacturers that we can have, the more obscure things could potentially come out. Yeah. Quick field trip. I'll send you guys the link as well. Okay, so OVR, they have their own private label. And I'll give you guys this. And they have these secure... These just look gorgeous. And I need to get the loads with these too. And this is a 6-pack. I'll probably... And this is N scale, so eventually I'll get the HO ones. But I want to get the 6-pack and HO, but these are gorgeous. So I'm definitely going to grab me some of those. Because it just fits. It fits the MOPAC theme. I love that blue. I'm biased towards it. And I can make it work. Because again, when it comes to my layouts in the future, it's not going to be prototypical by any stretch of imagination, because I want to fit the story that I'm building. Because I want that freedom. And I've kind of nicknamed it like Fantasy Lance Railway. but it's maybe freelance. But the thing is, it's not really freelance because land's part of it is not going to be like heavily inspired towards a railway system that actually geographically existed in the real world. This is why I call it fantasy lands, because I think my towns and the places that I service on my final grand project layout is still going to be make-believe and made up. Now, it's still going to be based like in the US, but nothing like prototypical, to the point that I have the actual cities and the actual rail line on it. But things that I've been thinking about, it's like going back to that product too. So we were talking about like the lower level being the storage area, the second level being the fun run in a circle with a little bit of ops. What I'm thinking about is if people want to come over and just run a train around in circles, they can do that. Well, if people want to do ops and are new to ops, then that first level is going to be dedicated towards JMRI switch lists. And then the third level will be a point-to-point that is actually like hardcore operations, and that's when you'll transition to card cards. So it's interesting the fact that I'm trying something a little bit different with the layout. It's more of, it's all about functionality, because I have a squirrel mindset that sometimes I just want to run a train around in circles. Sometimes I want to build scenery. Sometimes I may want to get my hands wet back into operations. And then sometimes I just want to display the trains for photo ops and so forth. So that's why I'm thinking the 3-tier approach is probably the way I'm going to go. Now, obviously, the big thing is, how do I connect all three? 10 videos today should be all posted. Awesome, Papa John. Okay, take it easy, Trackside Mike. Yeah, I know it's late for you. 10:17 over there. So thank you so much for dropping by. Awesome. Appreciate it. Yep. Enjoy trains. That's always what it's about. Always what it's about. And I try. Sometimes, there are businessy side of things to YouTube that have to be addressed. But at the end of the day, I still try my best to get the escapism out. But sometimes the real world has to come in, and things have to happen. So So yeah, I'm having a lot of fun. I think kind of the next things I want to do is I need to get back into AnyRail, and just as a blueprint, just as a test bed, I need to like measure out my garage and imagine if I have access and free reign to that garage, what would a permanent layout look like for what I envision. And obviously I'm not going to do it now, because this isn't going to be like the last house I have to move into, but it's more of a academia experiment. Brand new O-scale duck cider today. Nice. Nice, Pop John. Yeah, I have high respect for those of you who can go into multi-scales. Like, I struggle just with HO, and let alone trying to get into some T-Track N scale. So, but yeah, I've got a lot of projects up and coming, and I'm excited for this grand project. It took me a while to figure out where do I want to go with this hobby. What's kind of the functional end state? And I got to give a lot of. Let me make sure I share this link, because they pretty much sparked what I really wanted to do. And they're almost, let's get them to 3,000. They're so close at 299. If you guys haven't subscribed to the second section podcast, it's one of my favorite podcasts out there because it just makes me think about model railroading. They're at $2.99 right now. They're at $2.99. Let's get them to 3,000. Let's see if we can get them up there. It's so close. It's so freaking close. They had this one episode about freelancing. Let me see if I can find it. It was so freaking good. I can't seem. Anyways, they had one that they brought all these freelancers up. And it's not a video, it's a live stream, dummy. This one, 9 freelance model railroads. So freaking good. That was a really, probably, it's up there. It's easily in my top 5 when it comes to podcast and model railroading. Oh, so good. And that kind of got me going for the Greater MOPAC Railway. And then they had the second one of how do you pick a railroad to model. Fantastic discussion. Absolutely fantastic discussion. So yeah, definitely something to check into. The club has HON and now a new O scale layout. So is it 2-rail O scale or is it 3-rail? Nice. Yeah, and there was another YouTuber, oh, I can't remember his name, but he did a whole video on your club. And I remember you were talking like in the corner. Oh, it was you, Trackside Mike, and this other YouTuber. I can't remember the name. You may know it, Papa John. Oh, I feel so bad. Hang on. Let me see if I can. Three-rail. Okay. Got it. So I'm fortunate enough to have 3 clubs in San Antonio. There's Samra, which is my primary source of just videos and just the breadth of what model railroading can be. And then you guys are slowly starting to see some content come out from Texas Transportation Museum. Within the Texas Transportation Museum, they have all scales. They have a Z scale club. They have an N scale club. They've got an HO, which I'm a part of Amory. And then it was one more. It wasn't Dave, I think. It was someone else. All right, real fan, take it easy. I'll see you on Sunday. And then I recently started to take some G scale. They got a G scale club out there, and soon they're gonna have a 7.5 gauge scale as well. That's it. Try Googling. That's it. That was the YouTuber. That's the one that I saw the video on. I think. No. Crap. Man, no, maybe that wasn't. Let me see. Hang on. I spelled it wrong. Ohio Steam. Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's Try Googling. Yeah. Yeah, that was a pretty cool meet and greet you guys had there. Let's see. I want to do this justice, so give me a hot minute. There it is. It was the Fosterio, Ohio Model Railroad Club. There we go. Shout out to them. Yeah, that was pretty darn cool. And then you'll see a familiar face at time step 219. Oh, okay. Nice. Pushed you over 100. Very cool. Yeah, I didn't realize just how big a club was. And it's like, you know, try Googling, came out with that club layout. It's like, I'm interested in videos that do train shows and other clubs. So I was like, oh, this is interesting. And then the next thing I know, I see tracks like Mike, see Ohio Steams in Steel, and then saw you. It's like, oh, this is the club that you go to. That was pretty cool. And that's one thing I love about this community. Yeah, that was a cool little treat watching that. But yeah, going back to the kind of the grand project, the 3-layer layout. My biggest headache with it is I gotta figure out how I'm gonna connect all three. Helixes come to mind, an elevator comes to mind, and just normal inclines come to mind. Right now, I want to try my best to keep it incline based instead of a helix, because that'll drive me nuts. Oh, that's right. Yeah, Crooked Day was there too. Yep. Yep, you are correct. And that's why I need AnyRail to see if I can manage an incline system with the space that I actually experimenting with. So we'll see. If I find enough time and motivation, I'll get my episode 2 out explaining all the lore behind the Greater MOPAC Railway. So I want to start getting into the AnyRail side of it. Okay, let's see here. Let's go to this camera. Yeah, I really like this diesel. Yep, so that's the new one from Bachmann. Definitely overpaid for it. But considering I can't find MOPAC in the side bay caboose like that anywhere else, at least on Facebook Marketplace and places I looked at on eBay. eBay, people are just going nuts with it. Like, a really nice one for like 100. It's like, no, I'm not gonna pay 100 for a freaking caboose. Absolutely not. I don't care if it has sound or can sing to me ABC and any of that crap. I just it's not for me. And that's kind of like the big trend lately, is to put sound in even freight cars nowadays. Like, I can see it for like cattle, 'cause that's pretty cool and unique. But having like the squealing sound, having like the refrigerator from like the reefer cars that came out recently with scale trains, it's like, I don't see like the appeal in it. It's just not for me. It's just not for me. So you got New River Aussie, Great Northern, Mikado. Nice. I love River Rossies. There's, like I said, the second generation River Rossies with the motors inside the boilers, not the ones that go in the back of the tender. Because their first generation wasn't great, but their second generation, oh, that was so good. It's a shame that River Rossi really downsized. One of these days, I'm thinking about grabbing their 4014 big boy. Because the third club here in San Antonio, I haven't mentioned yet, is I call it Elmendorf. Because they're actually located in the city of Elmendorf, just south of San Antonio. They've got 11 acres they just acquired. And they're going to have a Fremo HO group down there that does, prototypical 70s and on. Which is the idea that came up before the Greater MOPAC Railway. Because I've got some ideas with that. It's kind of pushing me into modern, but modern in my way. And yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited what the future holds. So we'll be getting a lot of content from 3 clubs. You want a cab forward, nice. I've got 2 cab forwards. They're not in the great condition right now. I've got a River Rossi one that's a shelf queen right now. Because the front truck, I'm trying to remember what happened to it. The front truck, I think either the spring or the support rod is bent to the point that it can't make contact with the track anymore. That one was a River Rossi. And then I've got an MTH cab forward that's not the greatest. The pivot points of the drive wheels are really stiff. And it's not a great runner. I've got to do a lot of maintenance on it. So what I should do, Matt, man, now you're going to make me go down this rabbit hole. Because I did want a BLI cab forward. Hang on. Let me take a look at BLI real quick. Because I think the one reason why I didn't get one is because it's Paragon 3. And Paragon 3s are absolutely trash. So I want to see if they came out with cab forwards and Paragon 4s. I can't remember if they did. No. So the cab forward is not... Oh, you know what's even more interesting is that their cab forwards aren't even listed at all on their website. So you got a brass tender. For your brass engine now, it runs. Still has problems though, yeah. So you're like the 5th person I've heard that In Mountain is making a cab forward. I haven't seen anything about it though. Meant to come out this year, I think. And the thing is, their latest run of the cab forwards, one of my club members has it, and he wasn't a fan of it. So you have the BLI with the Paragon 3. Great logo, but sounds garbage. The issue with the Paragon 3, they have no keep alives. And I've had like 2 BLI or Paragon 3. I've got one Paragon 3 locomotive, which is my winter. I think it's a 464 steam engine. And that thing does not like long isolated turnouts or turnout frogs. It'll stall on those like a mother effer. And then another BLI 3 that I just had constant problems with. So I stay away from Paragon 3s as much as possible. Their Paragon 4s are far superior. I've got the Atlantic, and I got 2 GS4s that have the Paragon 4s. Gorgeous locomotives. And you said you were brass one mines. Yeah, that's not fun. So I think with the cab forward, I'm hoping BLI makes another run with the Paragon 4s installed, and then I'll go after them. Because I won't buy anything else that's from BLI that's not a Paragon 4. Let me do some research on this Intermountain. Intermountain cab forward. Let's see if there's any news on this. With the flat rectangular tender. Yep, that's the one I have in River Rossi. Trying to remember. Yeah, I have a flat black one in River Rossi. And I think I've got a circular oil tender in MTH. Since we're on the... you know what? Let's do this. Since we're on the topic of cab forwards, it's probably going to bind like crazy on this turn and probably derail. Let me grab my MTH. Let me see if I can resurrect that thing from the dead. You guys are getting me kind of excited for the cab forward. It was definitely one of my favorite engines growing up. So I bought this at a stupidly cheap price, but yeah, there she is. Let's go to just me. So yeah, there's the cab forward there from MTH. Weathered. And this one has the circular tender versus the square. Man, I can just feel how stiff this thing is. But I'll give it a good old college try to see if it wants to run. But nice, you bought a second one, second hand, nice. So you got some cab forwards, you like Santa Fe, so what's kind of the, is there a particular style of collection that you do for your railway there, Ammo Point? Alright, 4150. Okay, 4150 is not responding. Let me try 3. Oh, this one's a 3 as well. That's not fun. You're hitting the hay. Been a long day. Okay, Papa John, take it easy, good sir. Let's see. You just have what you like. Supposedly model Norfolk Southern. You like Santa Fe and anything else out trains I like from all over. Okay, no, I gotcha. I was that way too with Union Pacific. Well, it's finicky. It does not like that turn. The front trucks literally went sideways. But I'll get you a lap, at least. It's not the greatest runner in the world. It's seen some better days. I really gotta dig into it. I want to rip that, what was it, Proto Sound? Yeah, Proto Sound. Absolutely hate it. Yeah, it does look good. It's just, I have to do some serious maintenance on it. It's derailing on my 45 radius turns as well. So this thing has some serious problems. So I really gotta dive into here. The pivot points are really stiff. I gotta lubricate it. Yeah, it just requires a lot of lubrication. It just needs a lot of work. So it's been to be honest, it's probably gonna end up being a shelf queen until I get a new one. But another thing too is I'll just wait for scale trains to come out with them. I know it may be a low priority, but they did acquire the tooling for the cab forward when they bought MTH. So I may just do that, just wait for scale trains to come out with their cab forwards, whenever that will be, because it's already taken like almost, what, 2-3 years for them to try to get the 611. So I don't know. Let me get you guys back to all the cameras here. I mean, another thing I could do too is see if I can find a cab forward that's DCC ready from BLI. That's another thing I didn't even think about looking into. If such thing existed, because if such thing existed, then we can just go that way. Let's see, Paragon 3. No, cab forward prices are going ridiculous right now. Absolutely crazy. Yeah, it may be worthwhile just to service the Cat 4 that I got now. Gut out that Proto Sound decoder and just stick a Blunami on there. And just wait it out. Either BLI gets their second run of Cat 4s with the Paragon 4s. Or whenever Scale Trains may announce theirs. So, I don't know. We'll see. Alright, let's do a view we haven't done yet, and that's this supersized view. No camera train today. Still charging up the batteries for those. I forgot to charge them from last stream. So next stream will be next Friday. Again, if you guys are new to the channel, I tend to stream every Friday at this time, with the exception of the second Friday of the month. I do what's called Boxcar Buccaneers on Tuesday at 7 p.m. U.S. Central Time. And the rest will be on a Friday. Yeah, and still nothing on the Big Boy 4014 tour for the Four Corners. Yeah, I'm not seeing any updates, which, again, I'm going to hold my breath on that. Because, again, another goal is to get all the big boys on the channel. We got 4018. Now we just need to work on getting the others. Okay, and then we were also down. See, I went down so many rabbit holes. Intermountain. That's another thing. If Intermountain comes out with theirs, I may look into it. Contact your dealer. All these say contact dealers. Tracking reservations. Future productions. Yeah, I'm just not seeing anything. Yeah, Intermountain is just one of those companies I just don't buy from. They're like that one company. It's just they don't make anything. If they do make something, I usually get it from a different company. Yeah, I haven't heard anything official, and that's one thing I try to do with my news is I gotta have something official, because then I always cite my sources with the information I'm getting. And I know for a fact that if that was something that NML was going to come out with, I would have done a video on it. So I would have been all over it. I'm just not seeing anything. Welcome back, Reset Parts. Kinda just chilling. Nothing too crazy. During the world of model railroading. Yeah, now this makes me want to dive into my MTH and get that converted. That's going to make me go down a rabbit hole. But I think it won't make this turn radius, so that's why I'm kind of holding off on it right now. Because the front trucks just did not like that turn. Yeah, that's another thing you just reminded me of. I was wondering who was making the new Garrett, because the Garrett is another one that I really want. Those Australian Eureka models. Let's see here. Eureka models. Let's see here. Let's see, Garrett's. Yeah, I'll have to dig more into it. Yeah, Garrett, that's just so cool. Let's see here. Oh, Austin has their train show in August. September. Yep, we got the Bowser Alco RS3. It's running on silent right now, but it does have a Loc-Sound 5 decoder in it. Considering that there was so much talk about the RS3s, apparently that's a really popular diesel within the community. And I was like, you know what? Let's have a dedicated stream to the RS3. I love this thing. It's a really, really good diesel. Get it coming over Harbor Point. Yeah, that's actually the brand new Bachmann that came out. Slightly overpriced, but it looks sharp from my standards, which are really low, but neither here nor there. Yeah, I like this little thing. That's one of the many reasons why I like MOPAC too as a railway, and definitely my favorite fallen flag. They just had every type of diesel for the most part. You like the RS1 though? Yeah, the RS1 is good too. They look pretty good. I like Alco's diesels. They're just unique, different, Frankenstein looking in some ways. That's like some with the Baldwin stuff. With the centipede and the baby face. But I like Missouri Pacific. They, just like Union Pacific, they love experimenting. And so they have pretty much every type of diesel. They have a lot of steam engines too. Like the other day I found out that they had a freaking Atlantic. Which reminds me, I think they had 2 Atlantics in their fleet. I need to see if Broadway Limited's Atlantic comes undecorated. Oh, nice. ATSF. I think I've got this one, and I've got a Utah Railway RS3. And that's floating somewhere. I don't know where I put it. Trying to see if it's on my shelf. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. You know what? I'm actually seeing if I can find it. Hang on. No, it's probably buried in one of my carrying cases. I do use that engine a lot. Well, I was thinking just having them go back to back. But I don't know where I put the RS3, the other one. Thought I put it on my shelf, but I'm not seeing it. Yeah, not seeing it. I wonder if it's on... Let me check my operations shelves. It could be up there, actually. So I was completely wrong. So this is actually an Alco RSD 4/5. It's a 6-axle diesel. And this is an RS3 2-axle. The more you know. I didn't even realize there was a difference between the 2-axle and 3-axle. Okay, learned something new. Yeah, I think we'll piggyback. All right, let's get this piggybacked here. So I'm trying to manually speed match these two. It just takes some practice. And the Utah Railway needs its wheels cleaned a little bit. It's definitely stuttering a bit. Nope, it was stuttering too much. Yeah, I gotta clean this out. I think the other problem too is I think my pickup wire is loose inside, so this requires some maintenance. Okay. Yeah, no, definitely. Yep. Definitely. Yeah, my next I'll do a decoder install, and I got another tender I want to convert. Just gotta wait for my Bonami and Keep Alive to come in. Okay, I'm on point. Take it easy. Yep. Good night. Thank you so much for dropping by. Appreciate you watching as well. Yeah, I said I was gonna go for an hour, but here we are, almost at the 2.5 hour mark. But you know what? That's the great thing about this this particular time in the day. We can go as long as we feel like. There's something I wanted to look up. Now, oh yeah, the Atlantic. I wanted to see if the Atlantic came undecorated, the PRRE6. Because if they came out with one that was undecorated, I can convert that into. But they have it in the green scheme as undecorated, and not in black. That's unfortunate. I mean, I could always reletter it, but I haven't removed decals, well, let alone added decals. But I know that's always an option. I just want to think a little bit smarter, not harder. Let's see here. Trying to think if there's anything else to go over here. Nope, I think that's pretty much everything. Double check on the weather here. Yeah, looks like we've been kind of lucky lately with the weather. The weather, it's like the really severe weather has been going south of us into Houston and just barely missing San Antonio. And the way the weather or the radar is looking. Let's see here. Yeah, we're right in the middle of the severe thunderstorms. Okay. Well, so far nothing. Hopefully it stays that way. Alright, let me just double check, make sure Atherin didn't dump like 10 videos on us since streaming. Because they like to do that. They like to dump a lot of their announcements on Friday. Don't see anything new. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, finally, one last field trip here. Finally pre-ordered these guys. So I ended up getting 1 Long Beach and 2 Champagne cars. Because Champagne can mean anything. It can mean like a diner car. I know it represents the city that Atherin's currently located, but what I'm thinking about doing is having these 3 coaches connected with the Missouri Pacific, and then we got a pretty nice executive train that I want to build. So that's kind of the goal, is to put those 2 together, and then that'll be 9 cars. But really the only thing, where did it go? What's that PDF? The big thing I really still need, though, for this executive train is a nice baggage car to go with it and an observation at the end. That's kind of what I'm missing. And I'm thinking about I may have to take like a, as much as I don't want to do this, I may have to take a brass observation. Or I know people are starting to 3D print the observation that has like the theater seating in the back, like modern day observation. So I may end up going that path to get it 3D printed. But then that still leaves the question, what do I do with the baggage? The only way to get them is in brass, from my understanding. I can't remember who makes it in brass, but those freaking cars go for like $1,000 from what I've seen. I know there's some independent 3D manufacturers that are trying to get into it. Broadway Limited announced that they're going to do some observation cars, but I don't know if it's going to be the theater style observation. So we'll see. Yeah. But I want to get one that's undecorated so I can paint it in the MOPAC style. So the MP blue for the Jinx blue scheme. I've got this color scheme. I just need I need experience with airbrushing, because I've got all of that. And I've got the decals. I just need a little experience and actually finding the cars. So that's kind of my game plan, but this train obviously won't be constructed until next year. But really wish I could afford more of these cars, but again, these were going for like 90 a pop as well. So most of my budget next year is going to this one train, which makes me puke a little bit, but I'm dead set on MOPAC, so the timing's just right. But don't have to worry about that till next year. And I can, the thing is not trying to get this all at once, just buying steps. really like those cars. I'm just hoping they can go around my 25-inch turn here. I've been having some hankering to redo Harbor Point to actually finish it or strip it down. I want a wider turn on that modular. I want to get it to a 28 at least, maybe a 30 if I'm lucky. And I think that's becoming a higher priority for me, because if I can turn that Harbor Point into a bigger turn radius, I can get my California Zephyr on this layout. Because that is one of my favorite passenger cars right now. And I haven't been able to run it live because they won't take the Harbor Point turn. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, the idea that the minimum radius is 2.5 times the car length, yeah. Yep, and that's what makes this layout challenging, is because Harbor Point is like 22. So I was really happy that my GS4s were able to make it around that corner from BLI. That made me super happy. So yeah, I'm getting the itch to fix up that modular and get it to a bigger turn radius. Because not only do I want it to be a bigger turn radius, I also want to put a switch on it so I can go straight and into Kirby Yard. I've been talking about that for a while now. I'm getting that urge to do it. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and give the yellow signal to our engineer, meaning the final lap, and then we'll throw up the red signal. And I think we'll wrap this episode and call it a night. Let's get this 180 here. Well, well, well. How's it going, Bree? Long time no see. We're actually just getting ready to wrap things up. Getting ready to wrap things up. All right, we'll throw up the red light there. Get it back into showcase scene here. And then call it a night. Been streaming for, I said I was going to stream for only an hour, but now we're almost at 2 hours. Well, we're over 2 hours. We're almost approaching 3. Alright. Slowly get this thing. Oh, I appreciate it. Yeah, and as I said earlier, as we get the RS3 here into the station. Alright. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate all the support. We just crossed over 5,000 subscribers. Absolutely freaking crazy. We are well on our way to the 10,000 goal for the end of this year. Absolutely absurd, absolutely insane. Again, these are your guys' achievements. So again, I appreciate all the support in the world's greatest sandbox hobby. I love sharing it. And yeah, we're on a roll. So I appreciate it. Again, more content coming out daily. And then we'll go from there. Awesome. Appreciate it, Chuck. Yep, YouTuber. And so yeah, thank you guys so much for coming out. And I'll see you on next stream. It'll be next Friday.